We'll call this regular meeting of the Charter Township of Alpena to order. Let's please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Foley?
Yes.
Trustee Lappin?
Here.
Clerk Palovich here. Treasurer Ellery Summers? Here. Trustee Dunkel?
Here.
Supervisor Skibby?
Here. At this point in time, the agenda is presented before you. I have some corrections to be made and removed and moved around. Under closed session, we are not going into a closed session to discuss contract negotiations with Local 1859. So I have that removed from the agenda as presented. And also under new business, item 5, which is all the department reports. We are actually going to address those the second Tuesday of next month. And then instead of that 5, the correction will be the new 5, which will be DPW, and it will be under Ben's Mighty Mole LLC invoice. So, are there any other additions or corrections to the amended agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
I had included in everyone's packet, delinquent personal property, BSNA software. I don't have enough money in my budget to purchase this at this time, so I'm gonna reconsider it next year at budget.
Okay.
Because
So,
it's like $3,300 and I'd have to drain my
so at this point in
software and
time,
hardware lines and,
you would like to, at this point in time, just to remove it from new business?
yes, please.
Okay, so old 4, BSNA software program is also stricken from the agenda as presented. Are there any other additions, subtractions, or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the amended agenda as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion, is there support?
Support.
Got it first.
Doesn't matter.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote please.
Trustee Lappin?
Yes.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers?
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Foley?
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby?
Yes. At this point, this is the first opportunity for public comment in a regular scheduled meeting. If you have any public comment, please stand to the podium, state your name, your address, and limit yourself to 3 minutes. Seeing no public comment, we will move forward with payment of the bills. I believe that the list had gone around to all trustees. Is there, I'd entertain a motion to make payment of bills.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers?
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Foley?
Yes.
Trustee Lappin?
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby?
Yes. The next item on the agenda are the minutes of our meetings from February 26th and that of March 12th of 2019. Is there a motion to receive and file the minutes of both the February 26th and the March 12th meeting?
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from February 26th and March 12th as presented.
Okay. There's a motion on the table. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we can do a roll call if you
Would you like me to?
want. Your Honor.
Treasurer Ellery Summers?
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Foley?
Yes.
Trustee Lappin?
Yes.
Clerk Palovich? Yes. Supervisor Skibby?
Yes. I'm moving on to correspondence. Before I entertain a motion to receive and file, I would like to highlight correspondence listed under C. This is through MSU Extension. This is a free training for all board members and elected officials. So please explore that and have us make arrangements if there is a local option for us.
I already signed up and it's at the college and it's from 1 to 4, I think on September 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but at this point in time, I just wanted to highlight that as a free training opportunity for everybody on the board and department heads included. So I've already given it to the departments that I oversee, and I'll give it to you as well, Dave. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to receive and file the correspondence.
Motion received.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there support? We have support by Trustee Dunkel. Any further discussion?
Go green.
Go white. Oh, no. Big brother. Big brother. You kind of got me off track.
We're on correspondence?
Yes,
We have-
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Old business, as I brought forward, at this point in time, I dug into what has been a growing concern with, through our planning commission. And I've already had discussions with the planning commission and certain members, but I look for funding opportunities through the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to find funding level at 100% for our drainage concerns within the township. Upwards of 3 independent municipalities can actually secure funding. It's at a level of $100,000, of which 100% is federally funded. I would just like the board's permission to continue to investigate this and look at further moving forward with finding funding to move the township in the right direction.
Support.
Motion and supported. Any further discussion?
Let me just understand this. Now, it's a $100,000 grant? Do we have to, or is it?
It's for a study. They will pay $100,000 of a study.
Oh, but we just don't know how much the study is yet. I got you. Okay.
So there's, until, in previous years, it was also entertained by previous administration and through the planning commission. And that was kind of the tipping point in that conversation, especially in the golf course area in particular. As soon as money, and I do not know if this funding mechanism was in place at that point in time, but as soon as the cost became relevant and tangible to the potential residents of that area, it was null and void. So I would just like the board's permission to continue to explore this as a potential funding mechanism for completing a drainage risk management survey.
So you're gonna.
Yes, in the summer.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Is there typically a match?
No,
For
this funding is, a lot of studies and state and federal funding mechanism do have a cash or an in-kind match. This is funded at 100%, up to $100,000. If it encapsulates the $100,000 through further exploration of which I bring back to this board, it can be funded up to $500,000, and I believe at that point in time it would be a 5% match, and they also give, which I thought was extremely nice for the federal government to actually explore the potentials of in-kind match. So there are a lot of opportunities there.
I'm just not clear exactly what the motion was. It's,
I'm-
we're asking
I'm
the
just-
board's permission to.
Continue exploration with U.S. Army Corps Engineer flood risk management funding.
Perfect.
Any further discussion? And there's no expenditure, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. I will bring whatever I find back to this board. And I'm also going to be having this, I'm going to be giving and I'm on the agenda for Alpena County Planning Commission, its next meeting. So I'll be presenting this as a potential funding mechanism for them to look bigger scope, and then to, within the county, there can only be 3 municipalities. So either the city would have to be a potential partner, or, and it's not, each can go to $100,000. It's not $100,000 as a whole. So there's a potential to, within the county, explore $300,000 of funding for flood risk management. Moving into new business, this is the qualified forest fee that has come through Alpena County Equalization. This was brought to us, it's basically due to the recent changes to the collection of the qualified forest fee, Public Act 672. Please provide written instruction to either collect the 2 mil fee on the summer tax roll or collect the 2 mil fee on the winter tax roll. Alpena County prepares the tax rolls for your unit, and currently the qualified forest fee is being collected on the winter tax roll. We will need written approval if you intend to change the collection to the summer tax roll. If you have any questions, please call the Alpena County Equalization Office. Sincerely, Ted Summers, Alpena County Equalization. As it states, currently we are collecting it on the winter tax roll. Ms. Ellery Summers, do you see any propagation or improvements to the collection with the potentials of summer?
The only thing that concerns me is I just don't want this to interfere with the money we get from the state that pays us $2.50 a parcel to collect the their taxes in the summer, the state ed tax. It's not supposed to be a conflict, but there's like nothing written guaranteed that if we collect one that it wouldn't be voted on the other.
So would your recommendation be to continue collection on the qualified forest fee during the winter tax roll?
I think I'd feel more comfortable with that. I don't want to, because that's a lot of revenue that comes into us.
Well, I think we're all
$2.50
used
per
to seeing it
parcel.
on our winter,
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point in time, would you like to make a motion to such?
Are you talking?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we continue to collect the qualified forest fee on the winter taxes.
We have a motion on the table. Is there support? Support. It's been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Mr. Foley.
Have we been collecting this fee as of now?
Yes.
Has it been for a period of time, or just constant?
It's not a lot. I
It's
mean,
2
this,
mills.
the qualified forest fee, I mean, the amount that we end up collecting is around $1,000.
To help further explain the qualified forest fee, this is for state parcels of land. So
It's
we
not a
don't,
lot,
it's
but-
very minimal. It's like state and federal held land. So if we were Montmorency County Board, where 98% of their county is either state or federal lands, they would be receiving, it's to offset the potentials and the land encapsulation of natural areas. So we have a small amount, henceforth, our contribution from the qualified forest
So
fees.
we're getting this money from.
We collect it and
We
then
collect,
it
yes.
gets sent to the state.
Okay.
so it's not much on
No,
the
it's-
tax.
It's not the general tax.
And it's
rate.
not on everybody's tax bill
No.
either.
Oh,
But
it's
added
not?
to it,
Oh.
will be enough.
No,
No.
it's for state held properties
Right.
and or federal, like
Right.
US Fish and Wildlife, you know.
Yeah.
So we have a motion. Any further discussion? I would prefer to do a roll call just so that we can supply Mr. Summers a direction.
Trustee Polly?
Yes.
Trustee Lappin?
Yes.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers?
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel?
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby?
Yes. Yeah, and behind that was the Senate bill that kind of describes
Yeah.
the apportionment.
I didn't.
Well, really easy to read, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. And at this point in time, next on the agenda, and we have two people representing Alpena County Animal Facility in regards to their charitable gaming license request through the township, of which we've done a very similar format previous to, which group did we do that?
Friends of Rockport?
Friends of Rockport requested, and so it's just part of their paperwork that they have to have township approval. So if one or both of you ladies would like to come and just quickly say something about, your fundraising activity, maybe.
Thank you. I'm Leanne Bloom. I am a member on the board at Alpena County Animal Facility, thankfully shortened to ACAF. I'm also the fundraising chair. We started this organization earlier last year to try to help some of the overflow of homeless animals in our community when other facilities were unable to take them. Since that time, we've got our 501c3, and we've also got a building now. We've secured a long-term lease on the old DeVere pole barn that's right beside 32. So we're in process of renovating, getting some building plans done, and moving forward with that. So obviously fundraising is a big part of it. We've got some auction events we want to do, a raffle and so forth. So from the state for our licensing, we need approval from this group to do that. So that is why we are here.
Well, thank you very much. I
Thank
just
you.
wanted the rest of the board, since you and I had spoke, just to be aware of the group.
You can follow us on Facebook. Thank you.
Do you have an original, or do you have the original?
I have this. That says original.
Okay.
So at this point in time, and then we'll actually subsequently make you a copy so that you have it for your records as
Okay.
well. Is there a motion on the table to move forward with approving the charitable gaming license for Alpena County Animal Facility?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Is there support?
I'll support it.
The ladies beat you to it.
That's cool.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Trustee Lappin?
Yes.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers?
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Polly?
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby?
Yes. Best of luck to your funding mechanisms evening of shenanigans, I suppose.
Thank you. It's already invited, so I'm ready. Everyone.
Wonderful. The next item of business is FOPLC contract. I believe that you were sent an email just to look it over. If Tim has a copy of it,
Yeah, I've got hard copies.
if nobody else, I mean, did print it off from the email. One thing that was brought to my attention, and we've already had conversation with it, with the representatives from the union. Ms. Summers found one thing that, even though we removed Mr. Lewis from the exhibit aspects as being a union employee, what, do you know which page it was on?
It was on page 1, under A,
Yeah.
the third little thing down by excluding elected officials, the Department of Public Works Director, the building official, firefighters, and members of all boards and commissions. The assessor
It
needs to
should
be
be
added in there.
assessed.
Add the assessor also, okay. yeah.
After speaking with representatives from the union, they are not worried that that will be of any concern, so if you
So
can
I'll
make that
add that
correction.
tomorrow morning and email it
Yep.
to Nathan.
Yeah, that would be
Okay,
wonderful.
thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
you send one of those?
Yep, I'm trying, but I'm not getting much support.
No, I got it.
Oh, you already have it?
Well, I already have
Yeah,
that.
since we're gonna can recycle that.
Yep.
Keep the clips. At this point in time, the next item of new business is DPW, Ben's Mighty Mole
Do we
invoice.
have to-
Do we have to
Oh.
vote it, Aruba?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, so geez, Louise, I do apologize. Don't know, I forgot which meeting I'm actually in.
Can I just make a comment about the contract?
Yeah.
Tim, I don't know if you're, do you work on this?
Yeah, I help the person.
I made a bunch of like suggested changes and corrections to it, just like the index and things like that. Do you want a copy of what I wrote down and you can peek at it?
Sure,
Any further
I'll
discussion?
send it to you.
okay.
Roll call vote?
So what,
Oh.
we,
do
nobody's
have-
made a motion yet.
No, but everybody's, yes. Do we have a motion on the table to approve the FOPLC contract
With the one correction.
with, as it stands right now, with one correction?
And other corrections that Laura raised.
Yes.
Fine, yes. I'll make that motion.
So we have a motion on the table. Is there support?
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported. Any further conversation?
I'm not sure what all Laura's corrections are.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
nothing, they're nothing.
So I don't
No,
wanna
no.
vote if
It
it
is.
substantially changes.
I would,
the contract.
it doesn't, it's
No.
only the index, so I
It's-
wouldn't even include that in the motion. The only real thing that matters
It was the
is the
assessor.
adding the
Okay.
word assessor.
Yeah.
My stuff is just
Side.
fixing it.
Okay.
So let's say a motion to adopt the contract with the change to paragraph,
One.
Article 1A, to add the assessor and to make corrections to the index.
Did you write that down, or do I need to write it down?
I'll write it down while you're doing other
Okay,
things.
thank you.
So we have a motion and support. Any further discussion?
So who made the motion?
Steve Lappin and I.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none? Roll call vote, please.
Clerk Flavich, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers.
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel.
Yes.
Trustee Polly.
Yes.
Trustee Lappin.
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby.
Yes. And now on to item number 5, which is DPW. And this is to be your last board meeting, so thank you for.
But you can come and visit us anytime.
I'll start with the invoice. Before I handed you this. This is essentially an add-on to Ben's Mighty Mole, who did the boring project for us on Worth Road. They bored under the creek bed there. And,
Oh, so it wasn't
so-
boring.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Not exciting.
it depends on what's exciting to you. But essentially what happened was we put out the RFP and they bid on it, and they bid on the essential RFP that was out there. What happened after that is the DEQ came back on us and forced us to make a few changes, which included a concrete pad and some anchors in order to restrain that pipe on each side. So this was an add-on cost that they went ahead and did, even though it was above and beyond their scope. Essentially, they didn't bid on it. So this was something that the DEQ mandated, and it's our responsibility to pay for this because it was our project and it was outside the scope of the initial RFP. So that's why I'm bringing you this, because the work has already been done and it was mandated. And
Where's the money coming from?
it would be new construction. I'm not sure what the line item is, but
And just for clarification for the board, part of the stipulation with the payment on RFP on said project was that they give schematics to
Yes.
C2AE and to us and so that we can share with everybody that works within the infrastructure. Has that taken place?
not yet, no. No, but I talked to Larry Fox from C2AE and he was in contact with them, so as soon as he...
I stated that because of Larry
Yeah.
Fox's email.
So as soon as he gets that information from them, then he'll pass that on to us, so we'll have that all on file. But
So let me understand, so we put out an RFP. We determined this bid specs?
yes,
He met the bid specs.
absolutely.
And then afterwards, we learned that there were some things missing.
Yes, what happened, the DEQ had initially set mandated procedure for it, and then they sent a different person up to make sure that everything was okay after everything was said and done. And then they added on the whole acre portion of it that required because of the wetland, and I mean, really,
So
I
I
don't
think
think it
this
was
was like
necessary anyway,
mid-job and
but-
it couldn't,
yes.
it just made more
Well,
sense.
it was as, I believe it was the day they started is when we got word that they had to have it, so.
How much was the original bid? I don't recall.
28,000.
28,000, yes.
The closest
They were-
bids to them were like double that.
Okay, that I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
Yeah, it was
I think we had one bid that was 71,000,
Yeah,
and one that was like
58,
55
I
or
thought,
something.
yeah, they were high.
And then they came in at 28,000. The original bids estimates were between 25 and 30,000. So they were well within that range. And then obviously with this add-on, it would bring them right over the top of that estimate. But
So the job got in process, everything's going along fine, DEQ comes along and says, oh, you must add this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
Long
that's
and
what
short.
it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a surprise from DEQ.
Oh, yeah, and unfortunately, when the DEQ tells you you have to do it, it's
Oh, yeah.
really not
Yeah.
any way around it.
Well, and we have, and one other quick question. We have not made full payment until those documents are received by the township per Larry Fox's email
Right.
for said services.
We haven't paid for this, obviously, no.
Yeah,
so-
we haven't paid for this, but we
No.
also haven't made full payment of the 28,000 for the
I
RFP.
believe that was paid before
Okay.
that came out, so.
So
Do
we,
have we been signed off as good? No other surprises coming along?
No.
DEQ is signed off?
All the permitting's done, everything, the job's completed, everything's done except for
schematics
the,
and
and
locations.
I mean, this can certainly, you know, we can hold off on paying this until we receive those. I mean, that's certainly
Feel
a
better about
bargaining.
That would be a
So-
recommendation of a motion is to
Yeah.
make payment for the remaining balance of the invoice of $3,450 to come out of new construction line item of the water fund, pending receiving all schematics and finalization per the RFP.
Get that,
Did you get
Michelle?
that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start taking the shorthand class.
I would entertain, well, a
So we're not
motion.
gonna pay it
I
until
would-
we receive our
Because
schematics?
that is part of the original process, was that payment would be made once we receive schematics and per Larry Fox's through C2AE. So if we've already paid the larger majority, maybe this will help kind of just light a fire to get the remaining paperwork to finalize that contract.
A motion to pay,
$30,450 to Ben's Mighty Mole, per line item, new construction, XY, I can't remember the number.
592.
592. Upon receipt
receipt
of schematics and finalization of original contract. Is there a motion to that effect? We have a motion by Dunkel, is there support?
Support.
Support by Lappin. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Treasurer Ellery Summers.
Yes.
Trustee Dunkel.
Yes.
Trustee Polly.
Yes.
Trustee Lappin.
Yes.
Clerk Palovich, yes. Supervisor Skibby.
Yes. That was the motion.
On that note, I'll be quick. I just want to thank all of you. My time here is kind of weird. So
Always
anyway,
honest.
I want to thank
Yes,
everyone
maybe
and
quoted.
and the residents. No, it's been great. I loved every minute being here, whether it was the board or in that seat. It's been great, and I just truly want to thank all of you for the opportunity and be a part of this. On that note, we have gotten a few things rolling. Obviously, we posted for the job. Hopefully, we'll see something come in. Our two new guys started today, so I'm excited, hopeful that we can get kind of back on track. We've been shorthanded for all winter, really, and so it's kind of exciting to get guys in and get them rolling and things like that. So I just hope that, you know, whatever happens from here on out, I left the place just as good or better than when I came in. So thank you, and
I have a question.
absolutely.
I believe the board has to accept your resignation
Oh,
officially.
And we have not, so.
We haven't,
Just
but
saying.
we haven't, and we need,
Well, you want to get done with your last story, like Red Fern grows?
no, that's it. I'm good.
No, we do also appreciate you and taking on that responsibility, and it was a comedic to have you around. Bad news is we would have had 3 Nathans, now at least we're down to 2 Nathans again, so, because one of our new employees is also Nathan, so. Yeah, it's a common name, I guess, that year. But no, we do appreciate everything that you gave to the township, both as a trustee and as DPW director.
And you can come visit us, because the clerk's office will definitely miss you.
We'll miss his little cute comments and that he makes coming up.
His
and
colorful
visiting us.
clothing.
Yeah,
So at this point in time, given the fact that Mr. Thompson has emailed previous his intent of letter of resignation effective April 6th, is there a motion to accept the
We're
letter?
gonna do that before we,
Before we.
oh, never mind. Sorry.
See, I was tired.
I'm getting, it's late, tired.
Is there a motion to accept DPW Director Thompson's letter of resignation effective April 6th?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, is there support?
Hallelujah.
Says-
I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding. That's why I do that.
So we have a motion and support.
you supporting?
That's a
your-
support.
That's a support.
That's it.
Resounding support.
It's the most unique support.
We will miss you.
Yes. And running against Nate the Great was not an easy thing to do.
Is that your slogan?
That was
That was my first.
Maybe we should talk.
Apparently Nate the Great is not a good runner.
Remember that.
Time for Thompson had much better results.
So at this point in time, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Dunkel.
Yes.
Trustee Polly.
Yes.
Trustee Lappin.
I'll let you know. Yes.
Clerk Palovich. Regretfully, yes. Treasurer Ellery Summers.
Yes.
Supervisor Skibby.
Yes. Do you have anything else for the board, Mr. Thompson?
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point in time of the meeting is another opportunity for public comment. If you have public comment, please stand to the podium, state your name and your address, and please limit yourself to 3 minutes.
Steve Shaw, I've got a lot of addresses. 3113 US 23 South is my office. The gentleman during the wrong meeting had talked about ordinance 135 and the opportunity to immediately rescind it. And I want to put some numbers to what he was saying. So last year, from December 1st to March 25th, not this current cycle, last year, the average sale price was $110,940, essentially $111,000. Since December 1st to today, the average sale price is $90,458. $20,000 difference from the passing of this ordinance to today compared to the same time period last year. And this is after 3 years where we have had steady increase in value. Was it 12,000 and change per sale? And that has all been reversed plus some. Not to mention we have a lot more sales right now as well. So people are unloading. Some people are not buying. I canceled one of my purchase agreements in the township. I was buying a building to rehab fix up. I canceled it. I know a lot of other people have as well. So that's what he was talking about. Those are the numbers. I'm sure you guys have already seen them, but I wanted to make sure they were put out so that other people heard them. So that's our economy.
I appreciate your comments. Are there any other public comment? Seeing none, is there any further discussion? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn, is there support?
I'll support it.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.